Hey guys, welcome to Custom Spray Mods. In this video I'm going to repair and paint a plastic bumper bar. It's off a STI Subaru, so yeah, it had a crack in the bottom of the bar and that was kind of causing it to flex and not sit right on the car. So I had to repair that, and I was trying to think of a few different ways to repair it. Obviously you knew the old drift stitch. Drill some holes, stitch it up with some zip ties, and that's a pretty good temporary solution. But yeah, I want to do it a bit better. I was going to use some fiberglass, but then I got a tip from one of the guys at VG Auto Paints, and he said, try and use plastic and plastic weld it. So yeah, gave that a go. When you're plastic welding, you need to use the same plastic that you're welding with. So you can't just get any plastic welding rods and use it, because it can just crack and it won't stick. So yeah, you have to know what kind of plastic it is. Most plastics give a little indication of what kind of plastic it is. So it might be PP or PS. Make sure you get those welding sticks for that particular plastic. Even better, if you can get a bit of the exact same plastic. In this case, I used a bit of the fog light surround. I cut that off and I'm using that to weld the piece together. So yeah, basically first I cut that piece off. Obviously you don't need it to mount the lights, and yeah, so I cut it off. I gave it a sanded with 80 grit, just kind of get the paint and clean it up really well, and that prepares it for your welding. Then, using some tape, I taped the bumper bar back to its original position, and that put the split back together. Once I did that, sanded it with some 80 grit sandpaper, and that cleaned it up, and that's going to help the weld stick a lot better. Once I did that, then I heated up with a heat gun. Got it nice and hot, and you have to be careful not to actually put too much heat into it and melt the plastic. Now this probably is not the best tool to use for plastic welding. You can get different torches that make it a lot easier, but I mean, just trying to make do with what I got. So, did that, melted it, and then I used the heat gun to melt the extra bit of plastic and welded that split back together, and it worked really well. Once I did that, I put a bit of body filler just around where the split was, so I could smooth it out and make it look a bit nicer and a bit more of its original shape. Did that, then I primed that area, sanded it, and then I was ready for paint. Now this particular bumper bar, I was doing a two-tone paint job. So all the extra bits, the side vents, the fog light surrounds, and a little bit under where the number plate goes, was going to be a custom metallic black. Now this black is as a pearl, so I sprayed that first, sprayed all the areas in the black, then as you can see, I've masked those up. So I don't want the new paint to go onto those areas. Now they're masked up, I'm ready for my base coat. Now I'm using 2K base coat, thin it out 50-50, and I'm spraying it over the job. Now because this colour doesn't cover very well, I'm going to do about 4 coats. So I sprayed 4 coats of colour over the whole bumper bar, and once that's down, I actually got my torch out and went around it and just checked the area that it was covered, because once you put the clear on, it's a bit late for you to put more base coat on. So I've done that. Now, 10 minutes later, it's ready for clear. I'm using 2K clear. This is Concept Eurolac 2K clear. Mixing it as per instructions, it's 3:1. So 3 parts clear, 1 part hardener. I'm spraying that on the job. The first coat, I went quite quick because it's really cold. I went really quick, and that gave a nice coat on the job, and really didn't want to get any runs, because in cold weather, you're more prone to getting runs. So yeah, I've done that. A good little tip is to heat up your clear in a bucket of warm water, especially when it's cold. So yeah, I put the clear in a bucket of water, and that's made it nice and warm, and it's going to help it flow and try and minimise those runs. Now I got my first coat down, I waited about 15 minutes, and my second coat I've gone a little bit heavier, and that's given me a nice, even, smooth finish. And yeah, as you can see, the clear is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I'm sure the guy who owns this bumper bar is going to be pretty happy too. So yeah, from start to finish, we repaired the split, put primer, body filler, primer, colour and clear. It's all done, ready to go back on the car. So I hope that bit of info, those bit of tips can help you. If you've got some plastic that's split, go ahead, use some plastic, weld it up, and use a bit of body filler if you need to, and paint it, and your split is all fixed. So what's coming up next? Basically, I need to keep painting the Speed Triple. I've put that on hold for a little bit, so I'm going to hopefully in the next few weeks re-clear those fairings, just so the finish is a bit better. Then I'm going to pull the fuel tank off and do a paint job on that. I'm going to try and do something a little different, so it may be difficult and I might stuff it up. So yeah, I'll do my best to get the video out to you guys. Thanks heaps for subscribing. Thanks heaps for watching the videos. Yeah, share it and comment, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.